taking place in the world.
Lo que está tomando lugar en el mundo.
And that's only a few things
Son solamente pocas cosas.
because it's time.
El tiempo está aquí.
A few things
Pocas cosas
of what's going on.
de lo que está pasando.
A few things of what we like to hide from.
Algunas cosas que nos quisiéramos esconder.
We don't address this stuff.
Si no miramos estas cosas,
And when the world addresses it in a certain way.
y cuando el mundo lo mira de otro punto de vista.
This is the house of God.
Esta es la casa de Dios.
This is the word of God.
Esta es la palabra de Dios.
These things
Estas cosas
have I told you
les he dicho
that you fear not.
para que no tengan temor.
Tribulation will come.
Tribulación va a venir.
We can pretend like it won't.
Podemos pretender como que no va a venir tribulación.
We can pretend like stuff like this doesn't happen.
Podemos pretender que cosas así no están pasando.
We can pretend like there aren't other issues.
Podemos pretender que hay otros problemas.
We can pretend like we don't know where this will end or how it will end.
No podemos pretender cuándo va a terminar esto.
But God's told us for a reason.
Pero God nos dijo por una razón.
What are you going to do
¿Qué vas a hacer
with the message of truth?
con el mensaje de verdad?
Why are we calling people to God?
Porque estamos llamando a las personas a Dios.
Most of the world listens to people that don't believe in God.
Muchas personas no creen en Dios.
How much easier does it make it for us
¿Cuán fácil es para nosotros
to speak the truth?
hablar la verdad?
It's a little bit harder.
Es más difícil.
Why? Here is condemnation.
Aquí hay condenación.
The light has come into the world,
La luz viene al mundo
and men love darkness rather than light.
y les gusta más la oscuridad que la luz.
So when your family starts to go the way of the world,
Cuando tu familia empieza a ir hacia el
your
mundo,
kids want to hit the club,
los niños quieren ir a las discotecas,
do drugs and everything.
a hacer drogas y otras cosas.
As a parent, are you going to pretend like that world doesn't exist?
Como padre vas a pretender que ese mundo no
Or are you going to give them
existe
fair warning?
o les vas a dar una advertencia real.
Time is short,
El tiempo es corto.
and that's just the kids. What about you?
¿Y ustedes,
Those of you that work.
los que trabajan?
It's just a vaccine.
Es solamente una vacuna.
What's so wrong with that, right?
¿Qué malo tiene una vacuna?
But it goes against your conscience.
Pero va en contra de tu
If you
conciencia.
don't want to get it, should I make you?
Si usted no quiere ponerse la vacuna, ¿puedo yo obligarte?
But what's going to be your reasoning?
Pero ¿cuál va a ser tu razón?
As a male in
Como-
today's society, how will they look at you
Como hombre en la sociedad de hoy, ¿cómo te miran?
when you can't bring home the bread?
Cuando no puedes traer el pan al hogar.
Feeling of defeat.
¿Te sientes vencido?
Or maybe you're a single mother
O tal vez es una madre soltera
with kids.
con niños.
Aren't they bringing up vaccines in schools too?
¿No están trayendo las vacunas a las escuelas?
So even if you have a good job, you may have to assist your kids.
Aún si tienes un buen trabajo, tienes que asistir a los niños.
But for what?
¿Por qué?
A God that a lot of people don't even believe in?
Un Dios en que la gente ni cree.
Or maybe we can go about it a way that they've showed us before that didn't work.
O tal vez en una forma en que nos enseñaron antes que no funcionó.
Or do we address these issues?
O resolvemos estos problemas.
Do we talk about this stuff?
Hablamos de estas cosas que están pasando.
Does it build a base for us to have real Bible studies and real conversations?
Es tiempo para que tengamos conversaciones reales.
Or do we just keep going over the same old stuff,
O simplemente buscamos siempre los mismos
the
temas.
same old way?
Siempre los temas antiguos.
Jesus, when he preached,
Cuando Jesús predicó,
people liked it.
a la gente le gustaba.
They appreciated it. Why?
Le gustaba a la gente, ¿por qué?
He didn't teach the way the Pharisees and Sadducees did.
Él no enseñaba en la misma forma en que los fariseos y seduceos enseñaban.
How did they teach?
¿Cómo enseñaban ellos?
Was it a little bit more aggressive? Weren't there so many laws?
Tantas
couldn't really even
leyes,
do
tantas
anything.
reglas, tantos reglamentos.
Oh, Jesus came on the scene. You figured the Sadducees and the Pharisees would be happy to see him, right?
Supuestamente los fariseos iban a estar
Son of
felices.
God.
El Hijo de Dios.
When he was 12,
Cuando tenía 12,
what was the church's response?
¿cuál fue la respuesta de la iglesia?
This kid is smart.
Este niño es
How does he
inteligente.
know these things?
¿Cómo sabe todas estas cosas?
A few years later, what was it? 20 years later?
20 años después.
And what did they have to say about him?
¿Y qué dijeron de Jesús?
This kid is so smart. He's grown up to be someone we want to listen to.
Oh, él ha crecido un hombre al que le queremos escuchar.
Or did they say we got to kill him?
Tenemos que matarle.
We got to get rid of him.
Nos tenemos que deshacer de él.
Because they're going to realize he's the real deal and we're fakes.
Se van a dar cuenta que él es el Dios verdadero y nosotros somos falsos.
So we're going to kill him.
Vamos a matarlo.
Right? Jesus told them then, wolves have come in and they will come in.
Y ellos llegaron los lobos, vestidos de oveja.
They said the same things. But what happened to the truth?
¿Qué pasó con la verdad?
Did it get suppressed? Did it get watered down?
Fue suprimida, diluida.
It's become so many religions.
Tantas religiones.
You wonder what to do.
A veces te preguntas qué hacer.
Who's right? Who's wrong?
¿Quién está en la verdad? ¿Quién está equivocado?
They've made 5.
5.
Right? Judaism, Hinduism,
Judaísmo, hinduismo,
Islam,
Islam,
Catholicism.
catolicismo.
Right? They've broken them down.
Han
But if
quebrado la
everyone
verdad
is
en
talking
varias.
about God, what's the problem? How come people are still having these problems? How come they can't go anywhere to figure this out?
Porque
Where
es
you
que
gonna
no podemos resolver los problemas.
Court? Maybe the courtrooms will give us some type of true definition of things and how to respond and how to do
Tal vez las cortes nos puedan decir cómo
it,
responder.
you know? Maybe a basketball game,
Tal vez un juego de
hockey
básquetbol.
game, board meeting. Where are you supposed to learn this stuff?
¿Dónde vas a aprender esto?
Here. This is supposed to be the sanctuary.
Ese es el santuario.
This is where homeless people come.
Ese es el lugar donde la gente
Yeah,
sin
we can't
techo
feed
viene.
everybody. We can't support everybody.
No podemos alimentarlos a
But we
todos.
can give them hope. Isn't that what Peter and John said? Money I have not,
Pedro y Juan dijeron, no tengo dinero,
but what I do have, I give to you.
pero lo que tengo te doy.
Rise up and walk.
Levántate y camina.
We have the truth.
Tenemos la verdad.
The world has a lot of confusion,
El mundo tiene mucha confusión,
a lot of pain,
mucho dolor,
anger
dolor, enojo,
towards people, religions,
religión contra la
all
gente,
kinds of things.
contra muchas cosas.
But for us to be effective,
Pero para ser efectivos,
sometimes we need to see these things.
tenemos que ver estas cosas.
God didn't hide the fact that when the world was created, it was incest.
Dios no escondió el hecho que cuando el mundo fue creado existió el incesto,
True or false?
cierto o verdadero.
Hear me. Was it? It's true.
Es cierto.
So, why are we afraid to talk about issues of today?
¿Por qué tenemos miedo de hablar de los problemas de hoy?
What's preventing us from speaking truth?
¿Qué es lo que nos previene de hablar la verdad?
Is homosexuality okay?
¿Es la homosexualidad algo
Or is
bueno
that going to get us shut down?
o nos van a cerrar? ¿Es o no es?
Worshiping on the Sabbath.
Adorar en sábado
It should be okay, right?
debería estar
If
correcto.
they make a Sunday law, do
Cuando
we
hagan
have an
una ley
issue with that?
dominical, vamos a tener problemas con ello,
No. Why? 'Cause
No.
we can still worship on Sabbath.
porque siempre vamos a adorar en sábado.
The problem is when they say you cannot Judaize, you cannot worship on
El
Sabbath.
problema
you
es cuando
have to
te
worship
digan
on
no
Sunday."
puedes adorar en sábado.
That's when the issue comes.
Ahí es cuando viene el problema.
But how are we preparing ourselves for that?
¿Cómo nos estamos preparando?
Say, you know what? Hey guys, I'm broke.
No tengo, estoy quebrado.
I'm not going to get vaccinated.
No me voy a
We got to
vacunar.
figure this out.
Tenemos que darnos cuenta.
Then what do?
¿Qué hacemos?
Well, maybe we could help you look for something, find temporary employment. Isn't that what you said? We're trying to help Sister Judy. We're trying to help these people who need temporary employment.
Estamos ayudando a las personas que necesitan
Yeah,
trabajo.
but when we read the lesson today, everyone was excited. Oh, it says right here that they were all one.
Aquí dice que todos eran uno.
They wanted to build the wall, but they became one. When did that happen?
¿Cuándo sucedió?
At what point do you become one?
¿A qué punto te vuelves uno en unidad?
Do we talk about it
¿Hablamos de esto
or do we do it?
o lo hacemos?
When they were in Acts in the upper room,
Cuando estaban en el cuarto de arriba,
what made them become one? Their love for
¿cómo
one
se
another?
volvieron uno?
Because I thought a lot of them didn't get along.
Porque algunos no se llevaban
120
bien.
people
120 personas
in the room,
en un cuarto.
but they were one. They
Ellos
shared
eran uno.
everything. Why? They were forced into that situation. Won't we be forced into a situation?
No vamos a estar forzados en situaciones.
But he's told us of these things already
Pero Él nos dijo todas estas cosas
so that we don't fear.
para que no tengamos temor.
The world's going to give you tribulation.
El mundo te dará tribulaciones,
What are you going to do with them?
pero ¿qué vas a hacer con ellas?
Bury them?
¿Enterrarlas?
Pretend that a lot of these things still don't exist?
¿Pretender que estas cosas no existen?
Racism still exists.
El racismo existe
It does. It's not something we're going to hide from.
y no es algo que vamos a esconder.
Hey.
Existe.
Okay, now that we got that out the way, what's next?
Ahora, ¿qué sigue?
Well, what's next is in heaven, there are no color barriers.
En el cielo no habrán diferencia en colores.
So until we get it together and we get it right, how can we go there?
¿Cómo vamos a ir al cielo?
Somebody leaving somebody? Asians ain't leaving whites. Whites ain't leaving blacks. Blacks ain't leaving Hispanics. We're all going to the same place.
Todos vamos para el mismo lugar. No hay un cielo para blancos, amarillos, negros, cafés. Es el mismo lugar.
But you better get it right here first.
Es mejor obtenerlo
How can
aquí.
God use people who are driven by fear?
¿Cómo puede Dios usar personas que tienen siempre temor?
I don't want to say that. They're going to get upset with me.
Oh, no, no puedo decir eso porque se van a enojar.
I don't remember Jesus saying that.
Jesús nunca dijo eso.
I remember them personally telling Joshua and Caleb they wanted to stone them
Querían apedrear a Josué y a Caleb
for saying that they could go into the promised land and God would be with them.
porque decían que podían obtener la tierra prometida.
Interesting. I heard Moses. Then they said they want to stone Moses. They want to stone Jesus.
Querían apedrear a Jesús muchas veces.
Truth is going to bring some stones or the threats of it. What happened to them?
La verdad te traerá piedras o amenazas.
We happened to them.
Nosotros somos.
We believed them and what they said about him.
Nosotros les creemos a ellos.
And then we got quiet.
Después nos callamos.
We stopped preaching.
Dejamos de
We
predicar.
stopped giving meaningful sermons that were going to change people's lives.
Dejamos de dar sermones que pueden cambiar la vida de las personas.
It happens.
Esto pasa.
He said it would happen.
Esto pasa.
So did we sit in the muck? Did we sit in the mud when we realized it? That prodigal son sat in that mud. He realized something.
Cuando el hijo pródigo estaba con esos, se
His
dio
father's
cuenta.
servants
Los siervos de la casa de mi padre
eat better than this.
comen mejor que esto.
I'm going to go home.
Voy a ir a la casa.
We're realizing the world we live in has lied to us.
El mundo en el que vivimos nos ha mentido.
It's taken advantage of us in so many ways.
Nos ha tomado ventaja de nosotros en tantas formas.
It's built an anger in us.
Ha
Frustration.
construido frustración y enojo.
Even in this church, we butt heads.
En una iglesia chocamos.
I showed you the video, right? Sheep butting heads. They're not goats.
Hay personas
They
que
felt like it at that point.
Hay personas que les molestó el video, les ofendió el video.
The truth is there.
La verdad está ahí.
Place is there.
El lugar está aquí.
He even has us here.
Él nos tiene aquí.
I'm not going nowhere.
Yo no voy para ningún lado.
Regardless of what you may believe, circumstance comes.
Las circunstancias vienen.
And if there's any reason for me not being around the last few months,
Y,
isn't because of you.
y no he estado aquí por ninguno de ustedes.
It's
Han
because of
sido
me.
las circunstancias de mi trabajo.
God's still doing the work within me.
Dios aún trabaja en mí.
Huh? Can you handle the responsibility?
Puedes manejar la responsabilidad.
Or are you still afraid that you're not going to have gas?
O tienes miedo de no tener gasolina en
That
tu
check
carro.
you got last week has to last you for a month.
O el cheque que obteniste te tiene que durar un mes.
You don't want to borrow no applesauce, no sugar, or no milk. You just have to go to a potluck,
No tienes que pedir prestado.
right? But do people know that you're hungry?
La gente a veces no
No.
sabe que tienes hambre.
You know? These things are going to come.
Estas cosas vendrán.
And you want this place to be full?
¿Quieres que este lugar esté
You want
lleno?
that place to be full?
¿Quieres que aquel lugar esté lleno?
Or is it just you that's going to make it?
¿O solamente tú llegarás a ese lugar?
When does the desire become within you to do more for others?
¿Cuándo el deseo empieza en ti para hacer algo más por otros?
When are you going to allow God to use you
¿Cuándo vas a permitir que Dios te use
to show that He exists?
para que demuestres que existe?
We're going to continue to be upset. Should be no reason. Nobody should be coming in here not smiling.
Alguien no debería venir a una iglesia sin sonreír.
There seriously shouldn't be no reason.
Este es un lugar para sonreír.
How long have I known you?
¿Cuánto tiempo te conozco a ti?
How long have we known the truth?
¿Cuántos años hemos conocido esta verdad?
That's why we always got to start over at the beginning.
Siempre hay que iniciar del principio.
I've got to always bend
No siempre así.
to the whims of the wind and everywhere.
A los
They say, you
vientos
didn't
que vienen, los
come out
problemas.
here to see a read. No. You wanted to hear the truth.
Aquí estamos para escuchar la verdad.
These pews would be filled up if we could just figure out how to keep our pulse or the pulse of the community in here.
Tenemos que tratar de siempre estar en la verdad.
We shouldn't have to have conversations consistently about this. We should be like, oh, you starting to use the group again? How can I help?
O vas a empezar el grupo juvenil, ¿cómo te puedo ayudar?
That's it.
Así es la actitud que
Oh,
debemos
you
tener.
doing it again, man. We should
Oh.
have Brother Watts do it.
Mejor que el hermano Watts lo haga. ¿Otra vez vos?
Seriously?
No. Sí,
No, that's not the way it works.
no es la
And if you
actitud.
believe that's going to work for you and you're going to make it to heaven, you just keep believing
Si
it.
sigues con esa actitud negativa, no vas a ir al cielo.
Because after so long
Después de tanto tiempo,
of knowing the truth, he said, how long will you go between two opinions?
¿cuánto tiempo estarás entre dos
Is
opiniones?
that what Elijah asked him? How long?
¿Cuánto tiempo?
If it's coming between you, somebody got to be right.
Alguien tiene que
Who's going
tener
to
la
stand
verdad.
up? Ananias and Sapphira wanted to do something good, didn't they? But what happened?
¿Qué pasa?
It changed.
Y esto cambia.
Was it the church's responsibility to correct them?
¿No era la responsabilidad de la iglesia?
They should have corrected each other.
Debían haber corregido a cada uno
And they gave them another chance.
y les dieron otra
We don't
oportunidad.
want to be that.
No queremos ser eso.
Giving God promises. Yes, I promise you give me your word, you give me your truth, I'm going to put it out there.
Señor, si me da la verdad, voy a predicar.
He collects on those promises. What did you do with the talents I gave you?
¿Qué hiciste con los talentos que te di?
The words through the dispensation of angels.
Siempre a través de los
You
ángeles.
think- you think they aren't participating in this? Imagine when you get to heaven,
Imagínate cuando llegues al cielo
Lord willing,
con la ayuda del Señor.
and you meet all those angels who ministered unto you.
Y vas a encontrar a todos esos ángeles que te protegieron.
Everyone's involved.
Cada uno va a estar
The
envuelto.
angels, the Holy Spirit,
Los
Christ,
ángeles, el Espíritu Santo,
everyone's
Cristo,
involved in trying to get us there.
en que podamos todos estar allá.
The least we could do
Lo mínimo que podemos hacer
is believe.
es creer.
That's it. We can't keep talking about it. We have to start doing something about it.
Tenemos que empezar a actuar.
And if we're all moving the same way with Christ within us, the Holy Spirit within us,
Si usamos al Espíritu Santo y a Cristo en nosotros,
then we should know when it's right and when it's wrong.
entenderemos lo que está bien y lo que está mal.
Sometimes I'm going to have to stand right here. Why?
A veces me tengo que parar
The Lord
así.
is working with him.
El Señor está trabajando con él.
Okay, well, if he's working with him, shouldn't our spirits agree?
Si el Señor está trabajando con él, ¿no estarían nuestros espíritus más de acuerdo?
David could have took Saul out at any point, any time.
David pudo haber matado a Salomón, pero
But he didn't. Why?
no lo hizo. ¿Por qué?
God's anointed.
El anointe del Señor, el
Respect.
ungido, el respeto.
It's time for us to start doing that again.
Es tiempo de respetarnos.
We talk about it a lot. We
Lo
seriously
hablamos
do. Too much.
mucho.
That's why I wanted to just let other people talk.
Por eso quería que
Let the world talk. This is
mundo
what the
toque.
world is giving us.
es lo que esto el mundo nos está dando.
And it begins to be what, Brother Klaus?
Empieza como
Too much. It's too much, right? So you realize the importance of this place.
es importante este lugar.
This is what people are running from. It's a scary thing.
Es algo
Are you
con-
kidding me?
es algo que da miedo.
Am I going to get in my car and drive off and get shot?
manejar en mi carro para que me
Or am I
mate?
going to die from the virus?
¿O voy a morir del virus?
Or am I going to sit in church for 10 years and not learn nothing?
¿O voy a estar
You
sentado en la
think people
iglesia
don't do that?
10 años sin aprender nada?
There's people that do that.
Hay gente que hace eso.
Your brother.
Mi hermano,
How long?
5 years.
5 years.
5 años.
But then what? He came to a
Realization.
realization and a decision.
Llegó a tomar la decisión a través del Espíritu Santo.
It has to happen.
Tiene que pasar.
And then once you've had that decision, what are we going to do? Discourage him?
Después de que o escuchamos su decisión, ¿lo vas a ir a desanimar?
Arguing in front of him?
¿O pelear con él?
No.
No.
He told Peter, when you've been converted, help the others. We need to help each other.
Tenemos que ayudarnos unos a otros.
Wrong, say it.
Si hay algo malo, dilo.
Tell me I'm wrong, man. I'd love to hear it because I'm trying to be Christ-like. I
Quiero
am
ser como
trying
Cristo.
to allow the Lord to do what he has to do with me for us to be where we need to be.
Hay que dejar que el Señor trabaje en nosotros
So
para
if I'm
estar donde Él
doing
quiere
wrong,
que estemos.
Saying wrong or offended you in any way, let me know. But we should be able to do that with each other.
Tenemos que tener
So when
comunicación.
visitors or people come,
Cuando las visitas vienen,
what do they see?
¿qué es lo que ven?
The love.
El amor.
You can't fake that.
No puedes imitar algo que no existe.
Try to fake love with the dog
Trata de imitar o
or a
mentir
kid. Does it work?
el amor con un perrito o un niño. No te va a funcionar.
No, it don't work.
¿Y tú?
So what makes you think it's going to work with adults?
¿Cómo
that are
crees
looking
que
for
va a
truth?
funcionar con los adultos?
Adults who have been sexually assaulted,
Adultos que han tenido problemas,
fired for no reason.
que han sido
You
despedidos.
can't make up reasons for people to be in the position they're in.
No
They're
puede-
homeless because they want to be like that, because they don't know how to get off their butt and work.
O
Really?
esa persona que no tiene casa es porque no le gusta trabajar, por eso está ahí tirado.
Really? My Bible said tribulation is going to come, especially if you're with the Lord.
Las tribulaciones vendrán, especialmente si estás con el Señor.
How do you become one?
¿Cómo te vuelves uno?
Sandpaper everybody to look the same as you,
¿O vas a hacer que todos se miren igual que ti?
or allow
¿O permitir
each one to be them?
que cada
and
uno
to
sea
bring
el que
what the
quiera
Holy
ser?
Spirit is going to bring to the church.
Que el Espíritu Santo nos ponga juntos.
It's a reality check.
Es una
You can
realidad.
have as many sermons as you want. You can do all of that, and nothing changed.
Puedes hacer todo y nada va a cambiar.
God's asking for change.
Dios quiere un cambio,
The change
un
within
cambio.
you. Didn't I preach? Didn't I teach? Didn't I sing? Didn't I baptize? Didn't I do all this stuff?
¿No hice todo yo?
Yeah, you can pretend,
Puedes pretender,
but I never knew you.
pero nunca te conocí, te dirá
Never had
Dios.
that relationship.
Nunca tuvimos una
People
relación.
are coming in.
La
If
gente
only for
viene.
that once. People are online. If only for that once.
La gente viene a veces
Because
por
they're
una
running from
oportunidad.
these things.
Están huyendo de estas cosas.
Jail,
Cárcel,
work, sickness.
trabajo, satanismo.
It's gonna get worse.
Se va a poner peor.
So what must we do to prepare ourselves?
¿Qué debemos hacer para prepararnos? Orar.
Prayer is the answer.
La oración y la
That's my
respuesta.
prayer, is that we no longer talk about being an impact on communities, being an impact on people's
Debemos
lives.
ser impacto en las comunidades, en las vidas de las personas.
We do it. We do it. The last saying that I like that I think is really cool is that I can't hear what you're saying because what you're doing is so loud.
No puedo escuchar lo que estás haciendo porque lo que estoy
That's
haciendo
what I
es muy
want. That's
fuerte,
my
tiene
prayer.
mucho volumen.
Is that the things that we do make people come and want to be a part of that? Make people want to ask, how did you get so close to God, Brother
¿Cómo
Floyd?
llegaste a ser tan
How do you
cercano al
have
Señor?
an understanding of the Bible like that, Brother Jeff?
Mano Jeff, ¿cómo entiende la Biblia así?
Where do you get your hope and your faith from, Sister Hilda?
¿De dónde agarras tu esperanza y tu fe, hermana Hilda?
Where? People
¿Dónde?
want to know.
La
We don't
gente
have to
quiere
go
saber.
looking for them. They'll come to us,
Ellos van a venir aquí.
but we have to be ready.
Tenemos que estar listos.
So let's just get ready.
Alistémonos.
Amen.
Amén.
Oh, is that sermon for me? No, if it was
I
for
just
me,
made it up. This is for you.
no,
The sermon was this.